the key to ensuring our families don't get our leftovers in focus, energy, and time after a day at work, is to seize the period of transition between these two forces in our lives. Homeward is a word created by putting home and toward together. This tool was created back when most of us worked away from home, and therefore at the end of the day found ourselves bound toward our home. The discovery, when that drive time is utilized to facilitate our minds through certain points of focus, we arrive home prepared to ensure our families don't get our leftovers, that we're at our best. Of course, today, many people work in their home office. While the commute perhaps is gone, there is still a period of transition. I've been incredibly inspired by the hundreds of messages received from people who use the Homeward Bound framework the moment they push themselves away from their desk, just prior to joining their family in other parts of the house. The Homeward Bound framework builds on the power of your focus, those three mind factors, the energy that comes with that focus, the energy map, and the fact that questions mobilize hearts and minds. The tool consists of 4 questions that come in a very important order, and when answered, can provide a transformative experience. Let's explore. Step number 1. What's something I learned today that will be valuable? Now, if my family doesn't mean that much to me, if I'm caught up in all those points of selfish focus that I'm prone to, the answer to that question might be, I learned I'll never speak up in a meeting ever again. And as you'd expect it, that answer doesn't get me anywhere, and it's leftovers for my family. So, I answer that question seriously. I learned it's time for me to take action. This team needs more direction from me. That brings us to step 2. What did I do well today? Have you ever tried this little trick? On your way home, have you ever tried taking an inventory of all the work you have to get done before you go to bed, including all the emails that must be sent? Then, have you ever listed all the ways you kind of screwed up during the day, the mistakes that you made? And lastly, have you ever then itemized all the people who made your day difficult? I've tried this approach. And is it any wonder that when I use that approach, I arrive home completely exhausted and frankly, unapproachable? This second step changes that. Instead of beating myself up, I'm now boosting my energy by taking a different inventory. Step 3. What are the greatest blessings in my life? This question, of course, it's powerful. It's been around thousands of years, and you likely know why it's so effective. It's impossible to be emotionally tired, angry, and frustrated when we are in a state of gratitude. Gratitude is the eraser of pain and the seed of joy. Asking it after I've asked the first 2 questions in the Homeward Bound framework makes it exponentially powerful because it sends me to the front side of the energy map. Which brings us to step 4. How can I be the best blank I can ever be tonight? The blank is there for us to fill in each night, depending on the circumstances. Depending on the circumstances, I can focus on being the best dad, mom, wife, husband, son, or daughter I could ever be. In fact, for several years, I lived by myself. And so this question turned into, how can I be the best friend to myself tonight? While the first 3 questions of the Homeward Bound framework are reflective in nature, this 4th question is how you predict your future, by creating it. And let me ask you, have you ever walked into your home and been caught completely off guard by the energy or the circumstances within your home? You're listening to a guy right now that spent most of his life reeling in reactions to others. Now with this 4th question, we can plan ahead. And not just about what we want to do with our family, but how we want to be with loved ones. The Homeward Bound framework. Many people have kept this tool. They've written it on a card that they've kept in their car. Then, when they get to a certain point in their commute, the off-ramp of a highway, a certain stoplight, or the moment they hit the button to open the garage door, that's when they turn off the work and prepare to be their best at home. Your family deserves better than your leftovers. You deserve to experience more than that too. The Homeward Bound framework equips us with the ability to ensure our transition home is used to be at our best when it matters most